Welcome back, gentlemen. My name is Diego. This is Apex of Man, and today we're going to be discussing the 5 reasons why I quit alcohol and what you should too. Number 1, your relationships will become deeper. I remember a few years ago when I was drinking more, when I was engaged in, going out to parties a lot more frequently, drinking alcohol in an uncontrolled fashion. It was not good for me. It was not a good moment for me. I was using alcohol as a way to block myself, to mask the real emotions that I was feeling. I was going through a rough time. I was going through personal issues, through complicated family issues, through relationship issues. And I was using this alcohol to mask all of these personal problems that I had because I didn't want to face them head on like a real man, courageously. So when you stop pursuing alcohol every week and in every social interaction that you have, your social connections and relationships will become a lot deeper because you will not have that excuse of, I'm gonna see my friends this weekend because we're going out to a party and we're gonna get smashed. No, you're gonna seek out these other forms of connection, maybe going out to a restaurant, going to a friend's house and not drinking, doing all these other things that will create and force you to have deeper conversations, force you to connect a lot better with these individuals and actually care for them and really get to know them better and understand if they are valuable friends or if they are people who are detracting from your progress and your success as a man. This has happened to me. I've eliminated a lot of relationships in my life that were toxic and were not pushing me forward to be as successful as I want to be. And one of the reasons why is because I quit alcohol and I moved forward and decided that, if these people are actually my friends, I'm going to connect with them on a personal level, not through the lens of alcohol and not through the lens of a party. That is incredibly important because sometimes you're going out with these people and you barely even know them. You barely even spoken to them on a deeper level and on a deeper connection. You don't even know if they have sisters or brothers or if they are going through a tough time personally or with their families. You have no idea because the only moments that you're with them are through alcohol. You're all intoxicated, you're getting smashed, and you're at a party where no one is talking to each other. You're just blasting music around, and which is fine. But understand that the value of relationships is incredibly important. If you want to have deeper relationships, moderate your alcohol use or quit it entirely. Number 2, it damages your brain functions, especially if you're under 25. The brain doesn't develop fully until you're 25 years old. This is incredibly important because in so many cultures, in so many countries, young people, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, I know of cases where they've gone into alcohol-induced comas at the age of 12. This is a travesty. This is a tragedy in our culture. We cannot keep doing this at such a young age that it permanently affects the real functioning of our brains and of our gray matter. Heavy alcohol use can diminish the gray matter in your brain. It can also impair your memory functions, can impede your visual spatial reasoning, and it can destroy your ability to think abstract. I'll leave a brain scan here from the American Addiction Center that shows that in a memory test, the way the brain is so much more active in a 15-year-old who is not a heavy alcohol drinker as opposed to a 15-year-old who is a heavy alcohol drinker. You can see the areas of the brain that light up during this memory test and how alcohol impedes your process, impedes your success and your brain functions. This is very, very dangerous, especially if your brain is not developed enough. So don't drink when you're so young. Don't start this habit from young because that's going to stick with you for a very long time and you're not going to be able to control it and you're going to be a slave to that destructive habit. Number 3, you're going to save an insane amount of money. I know of people that spend over $1,000 every weekend between Ubers, going to the club, reserving tables at the club, drinking at the club, then going back and eating out because you're smashed hungry from all that crazy partying. So they spend over $1,000 every weekend, and sometimes they go out much more than the weekend and during the week. So this could amount to more. So a year, if you're spending $1,000 every weekend, you're spending $52,000 every year between partying, Ubers there and back, tables, alcohol. All of this is money that you could be using so much more productively. You could be buying online courses that develop your skills as a computer programmer, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. You could set up a business with $52,000. You could set up almost any online business that you want and you could have a killer business. You can spend 10% of that money and set it up in a business or start investing $52,000 a year. You can start investing that now and it'll be absolutely incredible. But I understand these people are very high wealth individuals who are spending so much money during each week. They're in college, they're going out partying absolutely crazy. But if you're a regular person a person that probably, drinks on the weekends, goes out on the weekends, you're probably spending around $150 every week parties on alcohol. That is a more realistic average, but that is still $150 every week is $650 every month. That's $7,800 every year. That is what you're wasting. Is your time and the little buzz and consequent hangover that you get from alcohol worth $7,800 a year? I don't know, it wasn't worth it for me. Is it worth it for you? Think about it. Change it if you want to. You'll become better. Number 4, you will have so much more time to spend productively. The time you spend going out and getting smashed and the long recovery from the hangover that you need the day after or 2 days after, even depends on how hard you go, is time wasted. It's time that you are not only wasting because you're completely out of commission, but also because you're not mentally strong in the moment to be going forward and studying as hard as you can or working as hard as you can and doing all of these things that you need to do to progress forward in the world and rise in your given hierarchy and rise in your profession or whatever it is. So this is time you're wasting. Understand, is this time I am investing productively? Are these relationships that I'm building through these parties productive? Am I connecting with these people? Are these people valuable? Are they toxic? Are they adding to my person? You need to really evaluate and be self-aware of these things. You can't fall into the trap of, the alcohol, and that just blinds you completely and uninhibits you, and you can't move forward and make correct decisions. So and spend your time wisely. Everybody has 24 hours, and if you're gonna waste your time, waste it productively. And finally, number 5, it will regulate your sleep patterns a lot better. And when you regulate your sleep patterns, you create more testosterone, baby. You become a killer man. This is very important because not only will you be more active, more mentally present in all the things that you do and able to maintain that unmitigated daily discipline in all things through proper sleep patterns and through sticking to your routine because you've slept well and you've been effective in your recovery process. But you will also produce more testosterone, you'll be more active, you'll feel stronger, you'll look better, you'll be much more willing to build those relationships outside in the outside world and really be ambitious and energetic and active to move forward. So if you want to be weak, if you want to be a beta, if you don't want to move forward, if you don't want to be active, if you don't want to be strong, if you don't want to be manly, if you don't want to be an absolute killer, then keep smashing yourself every weekend, decreasing your testosterone production, and being a wimp. I don't care, that's your choice, but change it. This is important. If you want to become a real man, change your habits. I'm not saying necessarily quit all alcohol. That's what I did. It's worked for me. It changed my life immeasurably, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I don't think I would be where I am today if I hadn't quit alcohol. But at least moderate it. Maybe don't do it every weekend. Don't just smash yourself every weekend. Maybe enjoy a glass of wine or control yourself. That is all I'm advocating because it's a terrible, terrible thing that's happening to our culture. People are starting very young and these habits don't change magically when you're 35 and you have a family. As we always say on the channel, you need to change these habits today to become the man you want to be, to become the husband you want to be, to become the father you want to be. So those were the 5 lessons why I quit consuming alcohol and why you probably should quit too. That's it for me today, gentlemen. See you next time.